Hey guys, it's Breaking Brian back with another video, another Zootopia trailer, the final trailer, guys. I am so excited. So fun fact, the first time I did this this video, I actually went 37 minutes into the breakdown, so I don't want to do that right now. So yeah, let's just get on with it. Let's just do this already. Little things here and there. It's 1:45 on the clock. Whatever. Chief Bogo is talking. You can see the anteater in the shipping yard in the background on the right. So Chief Bogo is talking about how, as partners, at the ZPD, partnership is the cornerstone to success. We get to see some RAM officers on the left. We get to see the Zebra officers, the bodyguards for the mayor on the right, and stuff. Partnership is the key. Hops on the bottom behind Chief Bogo. Looks like it might say hops and wild parking duty only. Not really sure. Partners in the Centennial. It's coming up soon. So yeah, let's get on with it. So anyways, after that, we have Nick and Judy. They're speeding down a highway. Nick is very scared. Judy is speeding like crazy. I think that's gonna be the drive with. I think that's going to be what drives Nick and Judy against each other in this movie. Nick is scared for his life. Judy is reckless. That kind of stuff. And also Nick is scared for Judy kind of thing. They don't have seatbelts on. So anyways, they're speeding. Nick is very concerned. They're in the pink custom car, that was supposed to be in the original movie. And yeah, so Judy's speeding. We get to see a whole bunch of cops, cops on the left, cops on the right, which is pretty interesting. We have Judy swerving. She looks worried. Nick looks beyond terrified, holding on, because it looks like they might have almost a car, like it looks like a truck might have collided with them. I'm guessing they get this car from the shipping yard to chase after the anteater after he gets off, kind of thing. So Nick is, like I said, panicking, trying to convince Judy to be careful. And then they pull over to the catering car to try and stop it. We get to see to celebrate the 100th centennial, the 100th anniversary of Zootopia. We get to see a wool shop there on the left and a sheep barber shop on the right, which is kind of interesting. I guess like sheep sell their own wool or something like that, for clothes, to make clothes and stuff. So that's pretty interesting. So the catering car knocks over a whole bunch of the a wool, and Nick and Judy crash into it, destroying it. Not sure how it gets that big. We get to see the sheep barbershop where a employee is customizing the wool of a certain customer, and then all of a sudden it just floods the whole room with wool, and then the customer gets a weird design and he's just like, oh, it's beautiful, which he loves it. Okay, adult joke, for the kids and adults, I guess. So anyways, yeah, Chief Bogo once again is like, hey, you want to put the bad guys away? This is how you do it. And you have Nick grabbing Judy's ears again, just like in the first trailer. Like I said, not sure why he grabs that. Judy grabs the bars, and she's like, stop pulling my ears, never pull a bunny's ears, which is just so funny. Like I said, no idea why Nick is doing this. It's super funny. They're in the ship that's sinking. So anyways, yeah, Chief Bogo is just like, as partners, be on the same page every day kind of thing, which is very hard to do because Nick and Judy are very different. They're not like other animals that are partners. Judy is using the special toy that to open a shipping container. Unfortunately, though, she's not good at it because, fun fact, Nick actually is the lockpick expert between them. This was cut from the original movie in the concept, but Nick is still an expert lockpick. Judy's using the little shipping containers for mice to open it, and not sure what's happening with an anteater here, but he's right here, and Nick is just telling Judy to jiggle it, like, hurry, let's go, like, we're running out of time. And like I said, I'm not sure what they're trying to expose this anteater for. I'm not sure what's in those boxes. Like I said, maybe it's nothing important. Maybe it's something big. I don't know. But the guy panics, says it's the fuzz, and he just full on dips. And Nick's smile, he's just absolutely fantastic. He smiles. They got caught, the cover's blown, and then Finnick spits out his pacifier and he says toot toot like it's blown. He absolutely hated having to pose as their baby, which is funny, which also implies that Nick and Judy being a couple, like as when they were pretending, that implies that interspecies couples are not illegal. So yeah, once again, proof that Nick and Judy will not be a couple because it's not illegal. There's no story there for Nick and Judy. So yeah, the anteater jumps in the van. Like I said, you can see that Gary is in the special wooden box in the back, and he just dives and dips. He leaves, drives off. Not sure how he escaped Nick and Judy. Nick and Judy kind of run after him a little bit. Nick's face here was kind of funny, and he's just like, well, you can't win them all, which is kind of funny. He looks back at Judy. I love the facial animations. So I'm guessing right after this, they're gonna find the car in the shipping yard, the pig car, and they're gonna take that to chase after him. We get the part. We get the Disney logo. It looks fantastic. We get Gazelle starting to sing her song. And then we have Nick and Judy in the Joke Mobile from the first movie. We get to see the lights all over the trees, the Centennial. We get to see the party. It's about to start. We get to see the Linksley Manor. It's the Lannister cat family, of the Lannisters of Zootopia, the cat family. And Nick is just like, let me ask you something. Do you think we're a good team? He asked that to Judy. He's having doubts. They're very different. Nick's tie is flying outside the car, and he kind of puts it back in his jacket. It looks like they have parking duty or something for the party. They're not in charge of security really, except for parking. Maybe it's punishment or whatever. I don't know. But I love the colors here. They're really well done. And we have Clawhauser. He has the same job as them. He's very excited for the Gazelle concert. We saw this in the first trailer. So yeah, and then we have a Gazelle. She is singing in front of the mansion, and yeah, I mean this is really cool. Gazelle, I can't wait to see more of her character. I love the song too. I think it's called Zoo, and it's just fantastic. I love it. It's a well done song. I think it's better than Try Everything, and yeah, like I'm glad she came back. And then we see Nick here. He's getting his James Bond look. It looks like his paws are gloves or something. It's really funny. But yeah, Judy says that she does believe they're good partners. She just wishes she can prove it to everyone else, like show it. Whereas Nick, I think, just only cares about if they are good partners at all. Like he doesn't care about proving to other people. Judy's in her yellow flower dress. She changed her ears to be like a hairstyle, and then we see Nick and Judy outside the mansion. I'm not sure what their plan is to not get caught. We get to see the catering companies from that the anteater used in the beginning of the movie. So I'm not sure how these are linked or whatever. But yes, anyways, moving on, we get to see once again the shot from the last trailer where Nick and Judy were talking, where she punched him, and then we get to see some squirrels on the left there, on the ground under the wolf and pig, which is kind of cool. They're very cute and stuff. And then we get to see the limo open, and we get to see Mr. Big again. We know he obviously is making a return, and yeah, after that, I don't know why, but for some reason, one of the polar bears for some reason is a jerk and breaks this poor wolf's camera. It's like, wow, really, man? Like, not cool, man. Like, you're a jerk. And then we get to see the amazing colors inside the Linksley Manor, and it's fantastic. I love the pink, I love the blues, purples, yellows. Like, it's just fantastic. The coloring, it is super great. The animal varieties, they're amazing. And Nick mentions how no snake has set foot in Zootopia in forever. Like I said, we're gonna start unraveling the history, the long 100-year history of, hey, why were snakes never allowed in Zootopia? What is the dark history that Nick and Judy, the conspiracy they need to uncover? Also, I heard the vet Nicole Brown was playing a bear character, so I can't wait to see that, because she's pretty famous. So then after Nick mentions that line, like perfect dramatic timing, we get the weird blanket or cloak or whatever that lands on stage or whatever. I'm not sure how it happens, but yeah, Gary starts emerging out of the hood, and then we get to see hear the music build up like crazy, and then Judy looks on. She is shocked, she is horrified, just like everyone else, as she sees Gary emerging, and so is Nick too. But neither of them have seen a snake with their own actual eyes, like never met a snake before, and it's definitely something interesting because they knew Gary was going to be at this party, I'm certain. So yeah, I'm definitely curious on that. I can't wait to see how this movie unfolds. But anyways, yeah, Nick, like I said, just look at the horror on Nick's face. But yeah, anyway, Carrie just emerges from the cloak and blanket, and it's funny how the mayor looks like he's gonna stand up or something. He looks tough or something, and then he just screams that there's a snake. It's very funny because the mayor, he looks like a tough character, but actually he's very weak, cowardly, which is kind of funny. And yeah, I love this too. We get to see the dad of the family, the patriarch of the family, the Linksley family, the Linksley Manor, Centennial Gala. We get to see the weather walls. They have snow. They have snowflake, raindrops, sun, grass too. I guess it's for marsh. Also, it says the weather walls, 100 years of progress and innovation. But Mr. Big was a kid when they made the walls, so there's no way he's over 100 years old. So is this a retcon? Like, I don't really know about that. But anyways, also I love how Gary looks so cute here. I know, I just think he looks cute. It's funny. He's massive. And everyone just panics like crazy. They get the mayor out. And Judy's almost crushed to death by this column. Like, what the heck? She says, "Stop in the name of law." She chases after Gary, and then all of a sudden, like this is Final Destination or something. Like a chandelier literally almost crushes Judy to death by the door as she was jumps out barely in time. Like, what the heck? What is happening? It's just chaos. Like. So anyway, it cuts to black, and then Gary tells Judy that snakes aren't the bad guys, which is so funny because that's referencing the Bad Guys 1 and 2, movies that DreamWorks has made in the last few years. And it's absolutely just so crazy because this was never the plan for fun fact, this was never the plan for Disney. They were never going to do this version of Zootopia 2. It's just that they saw DreamWorks getting super popular, and they made it's funny how they're referencing and calling out DreamWorks with Zootopia 2 in a way. But yeah, Judy's on guard, and she starts lowering her guard a little bit. She looks kind of sad. She listens to Gary, and Gary says that I have to set things right. He's holding the book. You can see how the book has the 4 types of weather from the wall earlier. You got the snowflakes, for Tundra Town. You got the drops of rain for the rainforest district. You got the sun for the desert district. So, like I said, I think what's going to be is the book has the secrets. It has the revelation that, hey, Gary's ancestor is the one that designed the weather walls or something, not the Linksley family. It's that kind of history or something like that. So Gary says that he has to set things right, and that when he does, his family can come back. And then, Judy starts softening up. She lowers her ears, listening to Gary. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Gary kind of just mentions that he needs to save his family, find his family, whatever. And then all of a sudden, this is really hilarious. All of a sudden, like, I knew it was going to happen in a way. Like, I knew something was coming, and they teased this. And then Nick just slams Gary with a frying pan. It's super hilarious. He cracks him in the head with it. It's just, oh my goodness, I love it. The way Nick says, whoa, the way Nick is just so energized, the way, I don't know where he got the frying pan, but it's so hilarious. I love Nick. He's fantastic. He literally just cracked Gary in the head, and just beat him half to death with just one hit. I'm sorry, it's just funny. I love it. It's hilarious. Nick's my favorite character, and Judy was just like, "Whoa, no, Nick." Also, I heard that Gary lost his fang because Nick hit him in the front with the frying pan. Not sure if that's the case, because it's kind of hard to tell where Gary is missing his fang. You know what I mean? So yeah, Nick is feeling pretty good about himself because he thought they were in sync because hey, the whole point of this mission was to catch Gary, right? And they did that. They have him now. And then Judy's just like, no, you misread the situation, Nick. It's just kind of funny. She's trying to check on Gary, and then all of a sudden we get Officer Hogbottom, who I've said many times is going to be the villain in Zootopia. I still think she is going to be the villain. She's going to be the twist villain, in my opinion. She's going to be, her and her subordinate are going to be, and they're both holding taser rifles, whatever. But yeah, they are going to be, I think, traitors or something at some point, because she tells them to get on the ground. And it's like, Gary's already on the ground. So they're trying to arrest Nick and Judy. Why? Also on the right, you can see a whole armor and decorations and family paintings from the Linksley family from the past. So that's pretty interesting. So yeah, Nick is holding a painting to block the tasers and stuff. He's gonna use it as a shield, and Judy then gets an idea. She dives in, and you can see a fire that's already starting right next to Gary's head on the rug. So Judy begs Nick to help her save him, and then Nick looks like he's gonna use that as a shield. The painting of the, I think, great grandfather of the family that supposedly made the walls. And Nick, his hands are covered in snow. He must have opened the window for Judy, and then he grabs Gary, and then they start tossing him out the window. It's super funny. Gary just screams. He's just tossed out the window. And he is falling dozens of feet. This has got to be 30, 40, 50 feet. I don't know. This is a drop, even with snow. And then Judy, she dives in. She has the book, the painting. Nick is falling behind her, kind of chaotically, and they land on top of the painting. They are sliding down the snow mountain, and it's so funny because Nick and Judy, they're going to be responsible for so many disrespectful, things against the Linksley family. Causing their statue destroyed, crashing their party, and indirectly taking their prized family book and then riding the painting of the great grandfather of the family down a snowy mountain. It's just super funny. This family is gonna hate Nick and Judy. It's so funny. So we see that Nick and Judy are sliding down. Judy has the book. Nick is with her. And then it looks like the mansion is on full alert. You know, the lights are on. It's crazy. Now Nick and Judy are fugitives like Gary. And we have the dad of the family and, you know, cat claw marks everywhere. And it's just funny. He's mad. He wants Nick and Judy. He calls them the fox and the rabbit. And we get to see the son of the family. He has a ball of a yarn. We get to see the mom. She's filing her claws or whatever. And it looks like, and it turns out like they're talking to the mayor. I guess like, you know, he's trying to convince the mayor that, you know, Nick and Judy need to, you know, be taken down. My guess is that he's gonna tell the mayor to, you know, get the ZPD to send a full-on assault after Nick and Judy and Gary. That's my guess. And he asked the mayor, like, hey, do you know how many mayors that they took down, destroyed politically? And obviously he's referring to Mayor Lionheart and Bellwether. And then the mayor like lifts up his you know, foot, and it's funny how he just like clumps down, counting 1, 2, and then he's like, I count up to 2, like, you know, 2 mayors they took down. So yeah, like I said, I think the mayor is going to be a sympathetic character that's just fooled a lot. Like, he's not going to be super smart, and he's going to do this. He's going to tell the CPD to put Nick and Judy and Gary on the alert, like find them. And then we see Judy looking inside the crashed van, and she finds Gary's snake skin. This is going to be in the beginning of the movie. This is how they're going to know that there's a snake in Zootopia. And then Nick asks Judy, like, hey, where do you want to start? This is after the party. You can see Judy has the book. They have to lie low after the party, and then we see Nibbles come in. She has like conspiracy stickers on her cars, and you can see like pencils and a whole bunch of wood that she used to chew, you know, because beavers love to chew on wood and stuff. And she offers to help them. Like, I love how Judy is super like nice looking. Like, she's like grateful, and Nick is just like unimpressed with Nibbles because you know, she's a little bit too much country for Nick, I guess you can say. Like, also the whole wood thing, that's disgusting. Like, I think that's disgusting to him. It's like, I am not sitting down there. That's disgusting. I love Nick's facial expressions. I think they're better than Judy's. I think everyone's facial expressions in this movie are going to be better than the first movie. I can't wait. But yeah, Nibble says that, hey, you want to find a snake? I'm your gal. So she's offering to help them. So that's pretty cool. Not sure why, though. And then we get to see the Marsh District, just like in the sneak peeks. In the other trailer, we get to see... looks like you know, some manatees, or walruses, hippos, otters, like a whole bunch of aquatic animals. And we have Nick and Judy. Nick is wearing a hat here. He's trying to get one for Judy because they have to lie low. And she's like, breathe it in, you know, the Marsh District. Nick and Judy have never been here before. And then for some reason, Nibble slaps their butts, which is just so insane. I never noticed this and never noticed it before. Previously, but yeah, she slapped them in the butts and yeah, surprising them. And then here we get to see them going through the food district, the marketplace, and you can see a gut, you can see a fish gutting station, like, you know what I mean, you can see a grinder for the fish meat, which is just crazy, like whole bunch of guts like that they're allowing on screen. It's crazy. A seal is stealing a piece of fish, or a whole fish. He's swallowing it on the conveyor belt, and Nick accidentally steps in some guts. You know, kind of thing, some fish guts. You know, he does not like this district at all. Like, but yeah, so Nibbles tells them there's a secret reptile population in Zootopia, like, which is kind of crazy. And then she's just like, hey, let me handle the locals. Like, we got to see the sneak peek from like 2 years ago, I think. And, you know, she rings the bell, and I think she's talking to Roy. Anyway, yeah, you know, it's just absolutely crazy. She didn't, they didn't talk with the whole hey Bubba thing that we saw from years ago. And it's funny how they keep spitting, because that reminds me of SpongeBob, the episode Rock Bottom, where the characters would constantly talk and they would just end their conversations with a spit, like it's an accent. And Nick and Judy, I just love this, just looking at each other like, what have we gotten ourselves into? Like, these like it's like the new sloth scene. I absolutely love it. It's super funny. We get them spitting some more with the hey Bubba. Like I said, this is the new sloth scene. This is the Marsh District is the rock bottom of Zootopia. It is the most country of it all, like the most redneck kind of thing district. Nick does not like this district. I love his face here. He's just super unimpressed. You know, alarmed and uncomfortable. I just love it. It's so great. And she's like, seen a snake? And he's like, nope. And obviously, as we know, he's gonna eat the fish with the plunger. So yeah. And then we have Judy on the ship. She loses her hat, and I think Gary stole the book from her here. Nick also lost his hat. And then we see Gary going through the water slide area of the district, and he has the book in his mouth. He jumps in just like in the first trailer, cannonball. He goes in the water slide that goes in different districts, and like I said, the music picks up like crazy. It's super well done, love it. And Nick and Judy are jumping in just like when Judy and Nick jump out of the mansion. This is the problem. Judy dives head first into situations, not thinking about really herself or Nick, and I think that's going to be where her and Nick butt heads. So yeah, Nick, like I said, they're diving in, and like I said, I love the Shakira song. It's super great. And then they cut to Thanksgiving. I cannot wait, guys. I'm seeing this opening day, and yeah, so the pipe is going through the district. Nick and Judy are in the water, and you can see that Judy swam faster than Nick to catch Gary, and Nick is kind of left behind. I love the part in the Shakira song where she said we're wild and can't be tamed, because it's funny because Nick actually is a wild. That's his name, which is kind of funny. And then we see the Hog Bottom's subordinate saying, "I've got eyes on them." He's on a rooftop in the Mars district, and he's pointing to the other officers where Nick and Judy are, because he said them. And then you have the Hippo officers. They say they're in pursuit. And they go in the water swimming, and it's so funny because you see a dining area in the water, and then when the hippos swim past, they're just blown away by the shockwave because hippos are super fat. It's really funny. And then we get the title card of Zootopia will be changed, and yeah, I think by the end of this movie, Zootopia will be changed forever because of Nick and Judy. It'll be a major change in the city's history. So we have Nick and Judy and Gary with them in this Indiana Jones car. It's a sidecar, and they're going in some camp area in the desert district. I can't wait to see this. And after that, we get a whole bunch of SWAT and other cars that the ZPD have. They're sending everyone they have after Nick and Judy. It is full-blown going to be chaos. I seriously cannot wait. And then we have Nick and Judy. It looks like this is going to be the sad scene 3/4 of the way into the movie, where I think this is going to be the part where Nick and Judy break up as partners or whatever. Either they get fired, or Nick is just going to say, "I can't do this anymore, Judy. Like, you endanger yourself, you endanger me. I can't. This case is not worth it." Like, might be where Nick like quits or something. I don't know. It's gonna be a sad scene. It's gonna be, the moment where it's like, hey, they need to break up a little bit before coming back together to finish the case or something like that. I think that's gonna be what it is. And then we get the title card of Forever, which is a play on words of forever, because they said that the city will be changed forever. And yes, I think by the end of the movie, Nick and Judy are gonna unravel the conspiracy, and reptiles will be allowed in the city of Zootopia forever, as full citizens, kind of thing. And then we get to see this cool warehouse. I'm thinking this is going to be the climax. I'm thinking this is where, the final showdown is going to be. You see Nick and Judy on the right there. Nick is in the middle. And Judy says that we have to solve this case. She can't let it go. She's in the mountain house, and she's looking for clues. And then Nick says that the case is not worth dying for. And I feel for Nick on this, because they've almost died many times with this case. It's a conspiracy. It's a 100-year conspiracy, and they don't know what they're getting themselves into. It's just chaotic. They can die. Nick's worried for himself, for Judy's life, and then all of a sudden, I don't know how, but the house is gonna split in half, and it is gonna divide Nick and Judy. Maybe the villain causes it. I don't know. Something causes the house to split up, and they're on a mountain, which means they could fall to their deaths. So this is really bad. Nick calls out for Judy, and Judy calls out for Nick. She's falling on the side that's falling off the mountain, so obviously she's not going to die, but yeah, it's not good. And then Nibbles is swimming away on her back, and she's like, "Good luck, I love you," screaming it. So I'm not sure what happens here. I'm guessing she's saying bye to Nick and Judy. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but it's kind of funny. And then we get the black screen, and then we have Jesus. I was apparently wrong. His name's not Jesus. It's Jesus. He's the lizard that can walk on water because of his webbed feet. And then he says, "When you two save the city," and then immediately cuts to Nick and Judy climbing on the mountain. And poor Nick here, he's scared. He is having a hard time climbing the rocks. He's not having a good time, and then he slips. Like I said, I think this is going to be one of the things that will drive Nick to the breaking point, almost dying too many times. And then we see Nibbles here taking them in some underground area underwater, and it's gonna reveal. You see a turtle shell that is the doorway, and she's bringing Nick and Judy, and then they're both shocked, and they see a special secret bar area with a whole bunch of reptiles. You see that the door was the turtle shell, and the turtle has an eye patch, and we see a whole bunch of reptiles. A lot of people don't like the reptiles. They think it's a whole retcon, but I honestly like it. I definitely think that it's what fans should have expected. So anyways, he said that so Jesus was like, hey, when you two save the city, maybe everyone will see the reptiles ain't that different. So that's what the theme of the movie is going to be. It was, hey, predators and prey are misunderstood, or predators are misunderstood, joined together, they're all mammals, and now it's going to be, hey, even now it's going to be mammals versus reptiles of, hey, they're different, but we're all the same kind of thing. That's what the movie's going to be about. And then after Jesus says that, he then very goofily and cringily just walks on the water, running away, as Nick and Judy and Nibbles looks on. And a lot of people found this scene very funny. He's just running on the water with his web feet. And then Nick has the best face here, because everyone here is shocked, but Nick has the best face, and he just is like, huh, like, just like kind of like weirded out, but also like impressed, maybe. Like, I don't know, it's just super funny. It's well done. I love it. And yeah, and then it gets to Disney Zootopia. We get the title card, and Gary slithers in around the title card and then makes the iconic 2 with his body, and he smiles, he laughs, and then it makes the 2 more defined, and it's just more snake-like, and I love it, guys. I am so excited for this movie. And then we get the next title card, which is the in theaters. The movie is in theaters November 26th, guys. I cannot wait for this movie. I am watching it opening day. I'm not going to have spoilers. Let me know what you guys thought of my breakdown in the comments below. And until then, guys, I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye.